requirement, right? That's based on men who are usually 180, 6 foot guys, right? And then women who are, 120, 130 pounds. And that's not the same, right? So you have to pay attention to the studies that are basically done on women only the last 20 or 30 years. That's a little bit something to be aware of, right? And also, did you know that every year wellness themes happen? So what that means is that during COVID, for example, it was all about anxiety and depression and supplements for that, right? But now what is it? It's longevity, and they're coming after us as women. And it's like, whoa, it started out, what was the number? Like at 18 billion, and now it's at $77 billion that they're coming after us as women to sell us things, right? So I'm gonna give you a very helpful homework to help you so that you don't get sucked into that and spend money that you don't really need, right? Because obviously we all want to look and feel like this, but did you know that while women are living longer, 85 years old, average for guys is like 79, something like that, that at 69, women start to get with problems, heart disease and dementia, Alzheimer's, all these different things, and it's not a good thing. And so we want to know how to live a quality life. And I'm going to give you those strategies, plus a helpful homework assignment as you go out to the vendors, because we don't want to end up with arthritis and dementia and Alzheimer's, right? And we want to know what that takes. So there's not a lot of us, but can anybody go give a high five to anybody else? Oh my God, no, there's not enough women. That's okay, don't worry about it. Give yourself a high five. Woo, yeah, we could do this. Building community. So why am I talking? I'm a naturopath of 30 years. I had 2 holistic clinics, and these are the issues that I had. I had chronic migraine, chronic sinus, chronic fatigue, chronic constipation, chronic all this stuff. And that was in my 20s and 30s. And then in my 30s, I was running a clinic, going to school, single mother, and ended up near heart attack and diabetes almost. And I was like, okay, wait a minute, this has to stop. 3 of my family members already died of stomach cancer. I don't want to have stomach cancer. I don't want to go down that route. And then I figured it out. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. You have to have the basis, and that's what we're going to teach you. It's not just about a quick whatever. But here's the thing. In my 40s, I got Lyme disease. Because I had my foundation, what I'm going to teach you guys, I got that done in 6 months. I was done with Lyme disease. Then when I was 60, I got a frozen shoulder. I'm like, what? Am I that old? I'm already getting frozen shoulder stuff? What's going on? And within 6 months, I got rid of that. Anything you have as a woman, as you're aging, come on in, ladies. Anything you have as you're aging can be reversed when you have the foundation down, right? Oh, back, go back. There we go. Okay, here's the thing you have to have, a strategy. So there's some really awesome vendors here and really quick shortcuts that you could use to help you as you're aging. But here's the thing I'm going to teach you guys. This is the #1 thing I've learned in my 30 years to reverse any aging, is you have to have a strategy, right? You have to have like, here's my issue, and here's where I want to go with it. What is that method you're going to use? Okay, because if you don't have the method, you're going to go willy-nilly. You're going to spend a lot of money on supplements. You're going to have a lot of issues and spend money crazy, and it's not necessary. So I want you to think about right here, right now, what is the one main issue that you're most concerned about as you're aging? And I know we have a couple of young sprouts here, and that's okay. What is the one main issue that you have? And focus on that. As you go through here, I'm going to give you that homework assignment, what that takes. And so my clicker needs to go clicker. There we go. Okay, so again, we could do it. Always think as a community that we could do it. And I want you to, there we go. Okay, so here are the 5 things that we're going to talk about today. You don't have to copy this down because we're going to go deep into it. But #1, food. #2, we're going to talk about the right movements. Number 3, stress less. Number 4, sleep. And number 5, I should look over here. Number 5, brain boosters and connections. Okay, so number 1 is foods for healthy aging. So it's not about being paleo, being vegan, none of that. That's up to you. Every human being is different, and women especially are very different. It's when do you eat is the most important. Dr. Stacy Sim, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, all these researchers that I'm pointing you to say the exact same thing. When do you eat? So I know some of you call it intermittent fasting. That's a new term. I've been a naturopath 30 years. We didn't call it that. We just knew when to tell people to eat. So figure out when is the best time. I'm going to give you a tip on that in just a second. And then here's the thing that hardly anybody talks about is what are you digesting? Because if it's sitting there and it's like, oh, it's not feeling good, well, let's just do it right now. Okay, so take your finger. Guys don't typically have this problem, but you could do that too. So take your finger and put it on your belly button. Just right there. Nobody's looking. Just put on your belly button. Now, if you have heaviness above your belly button, that's a digestive issue that you're having in your stomach, maybe your pancreas, something like that, right? That's a digestive issue. The protein, fat, or carbohydrate that you're eating is not digesting. Now, if you have it, here's your belly button, right? If you have it below your belly button, you just put your hand right there. That's a constipation issue. And that means you're full of, right? So be aware that that's two different issues. I learned this back in the day as a naturopath, and I really encourage you to understand where is the issue. And you're like, listen, everything hurts. I was like, I'm big, I got a belly, I have a kangaroo in here. I know, but really pay attention to what part of the stomach is the issue, because then you know how to address it. And you're not like, oh, I'm just going to take digestive enzymes for everything, right? So that makes a big difference. Maybe I need to put it, oh yeah. So here's the one that went viral. I've got a huge following on TikTok, and here's the one that went viral. It was about protein. Women are always concerned about how much protein they should have because of their skin, their joints, their muscles, all this stuff. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, a very famous biologist, ended up making a fantastic YouTube episode number 97, on the science of proteins. And she came up with the formula. Take a picture of this if you want to. I'm not going to go into all of it because of time, but do understand that it is important as we're aging to have protein, because our body starts to wear down and we don't have that muscle mass, which is very important for mobility and all that. And here's the issue is, it's a pretty high number. When I figured mine out, you'll see my number all the way down there is supposed to be like 100 grams of protein a day. I can't eat 100 grams of protein a day. I'm lucky I get half of that. But how do you feel when you wake up every day? Do you have pain in your muscles? Do you have pain in your joints? Are you feeling like you're mobile? You know, all those things are indicative if you're really digesting and getting enough protein. You see the two different? It's digesting it and getting enough protein, both of them. So pay attention to that for healthy aging. Here's the other one. Yep. You gave me my slow clicker. Here we go. Okay, so here's the thing. You just want to make it your goal, right? Don't get caught up. Like, as women, men are different. Men are like, listen, just tell me the number. I'm going to reach it every single day. Women are like, not today. And that's okay. Don't feel guilty about that, okay? Just consider it your goal. Now, healthy aging strategy number 2 is the movement. So all of us would love to look like Joan, who has been the woman in the upper right corner. And I watched her. She's had pain meds and all kinds of high blood pressure issues and all kinds of things going on. And she started going to the gym, and now she looks like that. I still follow her on Instagram. And then we have, Ernestine, a beautiful African-American woman who is now 82, and she looks like that. Listen, I don't need to be looking like no bodybuilder, but if you want to look like a bodybuilder like these girls, go to the gym every day for 2 hours. But here's a simple thing that we're going to do is get your muscles moving, because it's a connection with your brain health. Did you know that? So I can't do the clicker and this at the same time. Thank you. Okay, so everybody stand up. Okay, here's something very simple, that your quadriceps are the most important muscles to help get oxygen into your brain. So I'm going to show you just sideways, but you're going to face me. And you can hold on to the seat in front of you if you need to, but we're going to do like little mini squats like this. If you want to go all the way down, that's good. But just doing this, these are called little exercise snacks, will help you so that you get this muscle going to get that into your oxygen into your brain. Okay, everybody stop. Thank you so much. Sit down. Thank you so much. And it also helps for your mobility. And, you know, when you're waiting, you know, how many times are we waiting to talk to somebody on the phone? Do your exercise snacks, right? Do some little stretches, right? It doesn't take much, right? When you're brushing your teeth, stand on one leg to have your mobility. You know, little things like that will make a difference with our brain health ultimately, right? Okay, so it's your goal, right? I don't like to go to the gym for 2 hours every day. If you want to, that's fine. But you don't have to, is the point, right? To have healthy aging, you don't have to. Okay, number 3, healthy aging strategy. Stress less. Oh my God, everybody's stressed. There's positive stress, negative stress. I don't care what kind of stress, but it's the biggest issue I see in women as we're aging. So here are the 3 really simple things to do to help you get back into balance. And that is, number 1, is to make sure that you're grounding every day. Now here in Florida, it's easy, where you go outside, you go barefoot, and you're in the sand and the dirt, whatever. But a lot of people are not around here, and they don't always get that. And I know that we're having the replay for the video. So understand that there's something called tree hugging. Back in the 70s, we used to do that, where you hold on to the tree. Why is that important? Because the tree is grounded. And my followers on TikTok say, I feel really stupid doing this, but I feel really better, so I'm going to do it every Could you imagine being in the neighborhood holding onto the tree for 15 minutes every day? But you know, your dog is walking, so they're doing their thing, so it's okay. But here's the thing. You got to do something for your stress every day. There's going to be lots of people talking about meditation here, which is awesome. But I'm a nature girl. I like going out in nature and resetting myself there. So I highly encourage you guys to do that. Number 4, healthy aging strategy is quality sleep. Take a picture of this because I'm not going to go through every single one. The number 1 thing, though, for sleep is to have 7 to 8 hours. I used to think I could get away with 5 to 6. No, it's 7 or 8. And you have to have it. Why? Because all the protein that you're having on the daily, that's when your body uses the protein to actually rebuild and repair itself. And so when you have the protein enough, right, and you're digesting it, which we just talked about, then you end up having what? The protein to help rebuild and repair your body. So you wake up feeling refreshed, you feel like you don't have any aches or pains, no inflammation. So these are all the habits that I actually do. They're not really hard to do. The eye mask and having a cool room, red light therapy, there's a ton of them here, right? It doesn't really take much, just a matter of getting in. Number 5, healthy aging strategy are brain boosters and connections. So I used to be working with people on the cancer healing journey, and the biggest concern there was, oh my God, I'm going to die from cancer. That has changed in my 30 years. As a naturopath, what I'm now seeing is dementia. People are like, oh my God, I walked into a room. Why did I walk in the room? Oh, I'm getting dementia. Now I'm going to get Alzheimer's. You know, you start getting scared a little bit, right? And it's like, no, you're okay. You're okay. It's just a little brain fog due to hormones, due to wonky hormones, right? Menopause and perimenopause, right? And then we start getting anxious and we start getting depressed. And it's like, oh my gosh, I better take some medication for that because what if it gets worse, right? Okay, let's go through what can you actually do, okay? The best for brain boosters for women is, number 1 is having fats, your omega-3, 6, 9. Super easy to get in your food, you know, your salmon, your walnuts, your avocado, olive oil, of course. But it's, again, what do you digest? If you're not digesting your fats, then what is it going to do? Sit there, feel yucky, right? Oh, I hate that because I have a hard time digesting fat. So I have to be very careful, have very little bit. But by taking enzymes, specifically one called lipase, Don't ask me the brand. It doesn't really matter. They're all the same. Having a little lipase or water with a little apple cider vinegar before your meals helps you break down that fat, okay? And then the squats, which we already did. And here's another one, is the breathing technique. It's where you're breathing in and you're breathing out. You're breathing in, you're breathing out. Every single day when you're feeling a little anxious, when you're feeling a little depressed, you want to make sure that you're doing some kind of breathing technique. Okay, so let me just end with this here. The biggest study that was ever done is called the TILDA, the Irish Longitudinal Study on Aging. And I love how Europe has really gotten into the whole longevity issue because they see that we're getting older. It's like, yeah, no kidding. We need to take care of ourselves. Somebody help us, right? So they did a study of 10 years where they ended up, it was men and women, okay, but that's okay. 10 years with 8,000 people over 50. And here's what they found. They found that, the obesity rate was 35%, 44% were overweight. I thought that was interesting. The after 75-year-olds had diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis, 50% of them, that was a lot. And anybody, of course, who were on medications had their side effects. But here's the thing that, because I just had this last year, is falling down. 1 in 4 women fall down. And of course, what happens then, osteoporosis and arthritis and all those things happen. And it's not fun, right? So the biggest takeaway, though, I want you to know about this, is super, super important, is that this study of 10 years with 8,000 people showed that loneliness and isolation were the biggest factors for aging. So my friends, this is what I'm sharing with you. It's super important. Get in community and be in a community where you feel supported, you feel good, you're taking care of yourself on every level. There's 2 documentaries, one in the UK and one in the US, about this loneliness epidemic. And I called up my therapist friend and I said, is this for real? Like, are people really that lonely and isolated? They said, where have you been? Yes, it's like people are really lonely and they don't know what to do about it. I'm like, wow. And it's affecting us on a physical level. That's the scary part. It's not just that, oh my gosh, loneliness and all that. It's that it's affecting us physically. We're just not as happy. So if you have a dog or cat, okay, great. I'm so happy for you. But you still need to talk to somebody. You need to have like, hey girl, like, let's go for some coffee and have it, right? I know, right? We need to have that as women. That's a thing. Boys, they ought to know what they watch football and go hang out with the bros. But women, not so much, right? He's like, well, I don't watch football, but I do. Yeah. Okay, so here's the helpful homework I want you to get. I always like to end all my workshops on helping you guys with something practical. So here's the thing. I get motivated by listening to stellar women, and they're here, and that's why I'm promoting them. Dr. Annika Becca is a triple board certified OBGYN. Anything with hormones, go talk to her. Just go talk to her. I interview her all the time. I've known her for years. And ask her, hey, like, I've had hot flashes for 10 years. Is this normal? Like, do I need to worry? Like, ask her, right? That's who you go to. Why? Because she had early menopause and she reversed it because she figured out what it takes, right? Those are the kind of people you want to go to. Dr. Laura, I met Dr. Laura last year and she had said she had a colostomy bag and she got rid of the colostomy bag. I'm like, you did what? I never heard anybody get rid of their colostomy bag. But those are the kind of women, you go talk to them, you'll get inspired by them. It's not just somebody trying to sell you something, it's really because they've been there, right? That makes a big difference. Here's the other one though. When you go up to a vendor. So remember what I said in the beginning, your strategy here is, what is the one main thing that you're most concerned about? For me, it's strength training. Like, I want to be stronger. I want to have, my heart nice and strong and all that kind of stuff. And so when you go to a vendor, and in fact, I did this first thing in the morning, I went to the vendors and I said, what is that thing for the head? Does that do anything for, yes, for the brain health? I'm like, great, but I'm looking for something for strength stuff. And he said, no, this is for brain health. Okay, great. You're clear because oh wait, Dr. Anna, please stand up. Okay, so give the princess wave. Thank you. Okay, this is the woman to go to for all things hormonal. This is the one. She's the real deal. Yeah, you know I have the best picture of you up there, girl. Yeah, so here's the thing. When you go up to a vendor, though, and you have a specific thing that you're concerned about, ask them two questions. Two questions. Say, hey, does your therapy, your supplements, do they help for my strength training? And if they say no, it's okay, great, thank you, bye. Okay, thank you, then we go on to the next one. But if they say yes, then what's the second question? The second question is, oh, okay, great. And how many people have you done this study with to show that it works for women? Right? Because all the studies are being done on men. So we want to make sure that we know it's for us and it's been studied. Now, Dr. Anna, for example, she been through it, girl. She knows because she's like, listen, I figured it out. I've been there. I understand. I have too, right? That's the kind of people you want to go to. But most of these vendors are dudes, which is fine. But ask the dudes, hey, how many women have you done this with that it actually works, right? And of course, this one, I don't think you guys know this, but Sandy Martin is the one who put this all together, right? She had mold toxicity really bad, and she reversed it. And I was like, girl, what did you do? She said, oh yeah, I did this, a lot of bioresonance stuff. And I was like, what? Like you turned it around? She said, yeah. And you see her running around, little red hair girl with the glasses. She looks great, right? Those are the people you ask. And if you don't know where to go to, she will tell you where to go to. And I want to make sure that you know that. Okay, so what did I do to help you guys to put together? So one of the things I'm doing is I put together the Forever Young Women's Club, right? Because community, what we said, is a big deal. That's what we heard in the Irish study, right? So I created a Forever Young Women's Club online where for 30 days, I'm not one of these like, listen, you're going to be a member every month and you're going to do this. Listen, I'm traveling. I'm having fun. I don't have that kind of time. I just want to teach you and say bye, go have a great life and be feeling healthy. I want to empower you so you have what it takes to know this foundational stuff to do every single day. So it's 30 days. We meet every week, but I also meet with you individually for 20 minutes so that you know exactly what you need to do for you. And then we get in group and we chit chat, we hang out, and then you're good to go. So there's a special going on right now, of course, with the show for this weekend. Love to have you in Forever Young Women's Club. It's starting March 15th. All right, thank you so much. That's my time. Appreciate you guys.
Wait, do we have time for questions? Does anybody have any questions? You're running. Any questions? I have a couple questions. Okay. Well, I'm actually now going to turn it over to Mark. So good luck.
Appreciate that, Chris.